What's going on, guys? What's going on? What's going on, guys? TJ's just running a little bit late. He will be showing up. Do not worry. We're going to have two of us showing up to the stream. Do not worry. He's running just a little bit behind. And yes, I clicked go live as soon as the injury news came through. So I'm fully aware. I know what just happened. Giannis got ruled out. Do not worry. Been a busy day for sure. It's only going to get busier. What's going on, guys? Yep, we're getting a ton of injury news right now. So I'm fully aware. Don't worry, I will break it down. What a time to go live, right? What a time to go live. What's going on? All right, so we just heard about the news. Let me go to the top here because I actually have Fantasy Labs open here. Don't worry, guys. TJ will be showing up. He's just going to be running a little bit behind today. As you guys know, Giannis just got ruled out, so we're going to go ahead and break that down. Things are going to shake up drastically here. So Hero got ruled out, Ibaka got ruled out, and the main guy here, Giannis, just got ruled out. So let's see. Where do we start? All right. First of all, let me refresh the page, see if the minutes updated, because if they haven't updated, then it's not even worth talking about as of right now. So what's going on, guys? Thank you so much for the subscription. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So we are intrigued the most with Milwaukee, right? I mean, with Giannis being such a usage monster here. By the way, guys, welcome to the stream. If this is your first time, please hit that subscribe button. We want to see your name pop up on the screen right that way. Yeah, right next to me. Okay, guys, so again, appreciate the support. We're going to give you the edge tonight. With all this injury news, we do not want you guys to miss out. Giannis, no Ibaka. Yeah. I know. Don't worry, guys. I see the injury news right here. The minutes are not updating. So do you know what I'm going to do in the meantime? I'm going to break down my favorite plays in the meantime while we wait for the minutes to update. So Toronto against Minnesota, man, that's going to be so intriguing. I'll tell you what now, this slate's going to be a very good slate when this is all said and done, when all the dust is finally settled. All right. So let's start with the chalk of the chalk. We're going to start, of course, without the injury news. We're going to assume that there's no injury news. We're going to wait for the minutes to update here. The chalk here comes out of Indiana. So Indiana's in the pace-up spot. Oladipo is finally getting 28 minutes. He's getting starter minutes, 4.2. He's carrying 56% ownership. However, that's going to change here after the, like I said, after the dust settles here. Oladipo and Miles Turner here are going to be pretty chalk. They're going to be in an up-pace spot here. A great option for center is Miles Turner. Thank you so much for the subscription, Ian. Thank you so much. Oladipo is going to be the play. He hasn't gotten off to a good start this season. I know. 4.2K though. He's going to carry tons of ownership. If you want to look for a cash lock right now, Oladipo, I can tell you right now, is going to be heavily owned. He's going to be chalk. Just one of those guys, just start and do not look back. With Minnesota, we have a couple value plays here. We have Hernan Gomez, 27 minutes, 3.6. He's one of my favorite value plays on the slate. I feel like he's going to go overlooked. He had a great showing in his first game. He got 23 DK points. So yeah, finished fire, and then some. That's around 7 times value for him. So definitely a good start to the season for him. It looks like they're utilizing him a decent amount. 27 minutes. Again, not a bad value play. For you guys joining, do not worry. TJ will be in shortly. He's just running a tad bit late. And also, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Please follow us on Twitter. And of course, if you guys still need help, we have a GPP cheat sheet on Patreon that I have set up for you guys. It's only $20 a month to support your streamer, and you guys get a free cheat sheet with it. So yeah, I mean, there's a ton of different options as of right now. Of course, before all the injury news that has come out, in different positions. So I know like the center position guys. If you look here, I'm gonna go to my lineups I built earlier. I ran 150 of them, and like you look down the list here, you have Porzingis, you have Jokic, you have Turner, you have Christian Wood. You did have Serge, not anymore, right? You had Serge, you had Gobert, you had Towns. All of those guys are great, fantastic options at the center position. Bell Alicia is playing power forward too. He's gonna be running more at the center tonight, so I love him as well. Like there's a ton of center positions tonight. So in GPPs, guys, what I recommend is not going all in on the center. Definitely look to distribute your options, outward. Look to evenly distribute all of your center positions again tonight. Jokic, a fantastic spot. Turner's fantastic spot. Wood, I mean, you can't argue with that. So I know I'm starting off the stream here giving you guys some of my favorite plays, but yeah, we're just waiting for the minutes to update here, and then I'll give you an update. I mean, yeah, they still haven't updated. Giannis is still in the player pool. So yeah, to break down some other, I guess we can talk about it. So let's go ahead and talk about Milwaukee while we wait for him. And as I'm saying that, they're getting updated because Sterling Brown just got ruled in. So if we look here, looks like Giannis just got taken out. We know that Middleton, Bledsoe, and DiVincenzo get a lot of usage. Ilyasova is going to be in a smash spot. Let me go ahead and just start plugging and playing and with the usage here. And you guys know this is going to be really good chalk, so don't fade these guys. Please do not fade these guys. Injury report, I'm going to update here. So George Hill and Giannis are out. So when we take those guys off the court here, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so in over 200 minutes of sample size here, roughly 200 minutes of sample size, Eric Bledsoe gets a 9.4% usage boost, 0.33 fantasy points per minute increase, and Chris Middleton gets a 5.3% usage boost, 0.22 fantasy points. I know you guys can't see it because of my big head. I'm sorry, I'll scroll up here. And then Ilyasova gets a 0.16 fantasy points per minute strictly because he's putting up more shots in that offense once Giannis is off the floor. If we look at the overall usage here, Bledsoe carries the most usage while Middleton carries the second most. And they are very, very, very productive without Giannis. Giannis is the highest, or one of the highest. It's going to be him and Harden topping the list for usage. The highest usage player in the entire NBA. So you take Giannis off the court, and we're looking at Eric Bledsoe. We're looking at Middleton. It looks like their minutes are actually updated. So I'm going to go ahead here, and I'm going to start plugging away. So Bledsoe averages 1.5. That's insane. 1.5 fantasy points per minute. We're going to give him 33 minutes here. 49.5. And they have him pinned here. It's going to be a pace-up spot for Milwaukee. And that's an average spot. Soft defense, though. 49.5. Not 4,449. 49.5. All right. We're looking at a 6.3 point per dollar value for... Oh, wait, I did that for Middleton. Oops. 45.9. So we're looking at a 6.8 value for him. For Middleton, just barely lower, but still going to be fantastic chalk here. And he's also playing 33 minutes. So that makes that easy. So he's going to be a 6.1. So Bledsoe's going to be the better value, 6.8. Middleton's going to be a 6.1. Let's go ahead and look at Lopez here. 0.94 is also going to be good value. If you guys remember back to earlier in the season when Giannis got ruled out, we literally stacked the entire Bucks team. In my GPP, I stacked 5 of the 8 players for the Bucks, and it paid off. I mean, it hit easily. So do not be afraid, guys. I mean, I'm going to recommend at least 4, but I usually go heavier. I put about 5 in there for some of my GPPs anyway. So you might not want to get that crazy. Lopez, I don't know if I want to rate him that high. Just because there's so many center options, I'm going to rate him just a little bit lower. Make it interesting. I mean, 5.3, I mean, that's pretty fairly priced for him. DiVincenzo, 1.04 fantasy points per minute in 26 minutes, 27.04. He's going to fly under the radar too. He usually does. Usually all the ownership goes to Bledsoe and it goes to Middleton for whenever Giannis is out. DiVincenzo goes heavily overlooked. I mean, 6.6 on our sheet here. So DiVincenzo could be a decent GPP option here. Wesley Matthews, 0.62 fantasy points. Man, that guy is so bad. But he's playing 29 minutes, so let's see what that does. Yeah, I'm going to rate him a little bit lower here. Connaughton should get a nice boost here. 0.87, not bad. He averages 0.87 fantasy points per minute in 20 minutes. Let's make that 17.4. And Ilyasova is always the guy, averaging 1.18 fantasy points per minute and 24 minutes. He always smashes whenever Giannis is out. He's an 8.9 value. Here we go. All right. So let's see if they updated. So all right. Well, before I move on to Toronto, so let's look at this real quick. Ilyasova, Bledsoe, Middleton are going to be your cash locks. If you're not playing those guys in cash, plus Oladipo. If you're not playing those guys in cash, you're doing it wrong. DiVincenzo is going to be a nice GPP option. And 26 minutes, obviously the minutes are kind of scary there. But he's very productive with what he's doing. 1.04 fantasy points per minute. Of course, Brook Lopez, GPP option, just because there's so many center options. I've said that many times. Connaughton, GPP, and Wesley Matthews, GPP. But if you're looking for a solid core for both cash and GPPs, Ilyasova, Bledsoe, and Middleton are going to be your locks. Okay, don't be afraid to start all three of those guys. So much usage comes from Giannis. Again, pace of spot 119 against Sacramento. Hopefully it stays competitive. It should. It's within 10 points. Milwaukee's playing at home. They're without their superstar. So again, they should stay relatively close. All right, before I get any Milwaukee questions. We'll come back to them now. We'll come back to them for to look at the entire slate. So yeah, it looks like the minutes updated here. Lowry's in, which we didn't suspect, right? So let me look back at the injuries. Did I miss anything, guys, as far as injuries? I appreciate that. Yeah, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Cam Reddish limited. Hunter available to play. Ibaka, yeah, so nothing new here. So yeah, let's take a look at this. So it looks like Lowry's going to play. So if we look at their injuries. I had an itch on my nose. All right. We take a look at Toronto. Powell. Toronto. Gasol is out. Powell's out. Ibaka's out. Who am I missing? Hernandez. That's it. Okay. So just Hernandez. So I think Lowry's more towards the probable side. Yes, cash is just 50-50s and double ups. Yes. All right. So let's look at this. Boucher right off the bat here, 1.26 fantasy points per minute. The only thing with him is he's projected at 17 minutes right now. I don't know if that's accurate. I think that's updated, which terrifies me. You guys know I don't like the low minutes. Man, that's scary. I'm going to leave that there. Terrence Davis, 23 minutes. And he averages... He was my GPP play the other night, and he got like 40 DK points. It was amazing. We look at Terrence Davis, 24.38. McCaw's probably not going to change. He's not that good of a basketball player yet, 0.65. Doesn't really shake up much, to be honest. So Siakam, other than the tight rotation, Siakam gets a boost. Okay, so there it is. That's where the usage is going, right to Siakam. And again, it's a center position. Center position is going to be a headache tonight. for sure. 47.94. Yeah, that gives him a nice little boost here. Lowry. Ooh, Lowry 1.34. Okay. So Siakam and Lowry. Very good plays as of right now. Ooh, okay. Okay, I see you, Lowry. So 7.3 for price tag against Minnesota. Yeah, it definitely is not scary at all. I like that. Van Vliet 1.03. Van Vliet doesn't really do much unless Lowry's off the court. And he's 34 minutes. 35. I'm going to rate him down just a little bit. Okay. All right. Who am I missing as far as injuries? We missed another piece of injury news. Yeah, guys, keep me updated with the injuries. So Jimmy Butler's still questionable, and Tyler Hero's now ruled out. I don't want to do anything until I hear that Jimmy Butler news. All right. You guys are doing the work with me here, so you guys get to see what goes through my head whenever all these crazy injuries break. All right, I'm going to build 150 lineups here and see what we're going to be looking at. I'll give you guys an edge here in just a second. Lowry's in. Cool. Okay. Jimmy Butler just got added to the player pool, which is scary. It says he's questionable, though. For you guys that are new to the stream, thank you so much for the support, guys. I really do appreciate it. Please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that notification bell. Of course, we want you guys to be first to the stream and, of course, seeing all of our early morning first look videos. Thank you so much for joining the stream, guys. Again, we're going to help give you an edge here. We break down the statistics ourselves. We have Excel files, which we have created ourselves, to go over all the rotations, usage rates, and injury news, all that good stuff. So, yeah. We do all the work ourselves. We just use Roto Grinders for a tool for ownership and building lineups, of course. All right. So, yeah, let's look at this. So, Ilyasova, Bledsoe, Middleton. Again, it looks like the percentage ownership isn't updated with them. But those guys are definitely going to be chalk. Also, let me take it off my 100%. I had randomness at 100%. I'm going to build another one after this. Lowry's a great GPP option. Again, we haven't touched base on these other teams, but now that I got that out of the way, let's go ahead and break down the rest of the slate. But after all the injury news, after the dust settled here, guys, I like Kyle Lowry, and we saw Siakam got that major boost. Just with all the center positions, though, I wouldn't say anything outside of a GPP option for him. Again, there's so much chalk, so many good plays at the center position. It's going to be hard to decipher for the center position tonight, as usual. All right, so let's go ahead just down the list and talk about these teams. So Detroit, let's move to Detroit because Detroit's a pretty intriguing team here. So they're without Drummond, obviously. They're without Derrick Rose and a couple other guys that really aren't worth noting. But Markieff Morris is back. He's playing 18 minutes. So before the question gets asked, how's that going to affect Christian Wood? How's it going to affect Maker? Or McCore, as TJ would say. How's that going to affect Bruce Brown? All those good guys, right? So Christian Wood's going to be unaffected. He's going to get his normal 32 minutes. He's going to get, and he's been phenomenal. You know, he's averaging 1.22 fantasy points per minute in a time that he does get against it's against Charlotte. They're in a pace down spot. That's the only thing that's really eyebrow raising. But Charlotte is horrible against bigs, as you guys know. So Wood is a great play. I would not be worried about Markieff Morris eating into that. Christian Wood plays, your true center type play style. So again, against Charlotte, he should feast. And he's going to be on the more chalky side. So definitely a cash option for sure. Bruce Brown averages 0.88 fantasy points per minute. I did these calculations assuming that Rose was not going to be on the court. Bruce Brown is definitely still in play. So 5.6, 0.88 fantasy points per minute is still not that great. Or it's not anything too great. But against a pace down spot, yeah, he's playing in the pace down spot. But against Charlotte, I mean, he's going to get the shots. There's not too many shooting guards really contesting him for his usage. I don't mind Bruce Brown. Reggie Jackson, outside GPP shot. He still averages 1.23 fantasy points per minute without Derrick Rose on the court. Again, pace down spot. That's the only thing I'm concerned about with Reggie Jackson. If Reggie Jackson was playing any other team, I'd be all in on him. But again, it's a bad matchup, pace down. And that's what I have to say about Detroit. Really, the only safe guy I'd say from this team is Christian Wood. So, taking a step back and looking at the picture, Christian Wood's going to be my only guy that I'm going to be looking at here. Bruce Brown does not let me down all the time. I can tell you, every time I take Bruce Brown, he snaps. But again, this is one of those times where I'm kind of off of Bruce Brown. I'm not all in on him. So, yeah. We want to talk about Orlando because I know we're going to get a lot of Orlando questions. They're playing in a pace-up spot here. So, let's talk about it. So, all these guys are in good spots, obviously. We take off Isaac. We take off... Where are they? We take off Isaac, we take off Aminu, and we take off Augustine. And we're looking at a better picture here. We're looking at Ross at 29 minutes. We're looking at Vucevic, 33 minutes. Fournier, 33. Really, all these guys have good upside. It's a pace-up spot, like I said. The best values on the sheet here. Terrence Ross hasn't really been adjusted for his price tag, so I do like him at 5.6. Fournier playing at 33 minutes, 5.4. Again, these are more GPP options. These guys aren't going to be chalked, per se. Again, the chalk is going to go towards that Milwaukee game. But if you're looking for fillers, I do like Fournier. I do like Terrence Ross. Vooch, again, just with so many center options, just yet another great option. 8.9, his price was adjusted upward, but for good reason. I mean, he's playing against Atlanta. Atlanta's bigs stink. So yeah, for fillers, I think this team is a good team to target for fillers, for sure. For sure. And this is going to be one of those nights where you guys kind of have to wait because I feel like Jimmy Butler being in the last game is really going to shake up the slate even more. Again, you can't go wrong with the Milwaukee game, but if you want some extra leverage, I would hold off to play some guys from that Miami game if Jimmy Butler is ruled out. We know that Jay Crowder, if he is playing, he's actually going to play a decent amount of minutes. It'll be interesting to see what his role is. Of course, we know Adebayo gets a very good usage boost without Jimmy Butler on the court, and we know what Dragic does, right? Dragic does absolutely amazing. Nunn also in a good spot. Of course, he burned us last night, but we do like Dragic. We do like Nunn, and Olynyk has been balling without Jimmy Butler. Right now, they have him on the court, but if he is ruled out, those are guys we're going to be looking to for pivots. All right. And then I like the guys from Phoenix again. I like Devin Booker at 8K. Of course, it's going to be a competitive game. It's going to be a pace down game, but a competitive one. So hopefully Devin Booker can keep it close. 5.9 on our sheet here, 8K, 36 minutes, should play the entire game. As we know, Tyler Johnson did get released, so there's just even more guard usage to go around. Ricky Rubio, also not a bad GPP option. I do like Devin Booker again, and I do like Ricky Rubio. Yes, Aaron Gordon is a good GPP play. Anybody from this Orlando game is a good GPP option, for sure. So I don't mind these guys whatsoever for GPPs. If you guys look on the right side here, I can't really point to the screen, but if you look on the right here, all these guys are good against, or they're really good against the Atlanta defense there. So it's exact opposite for Atlanta. So on the Orlando side of the ball, all these guys have really high ceilings just because of the soft defense with Atlanta. Yep. So again, let's go ahead and I'm going to build 150 lineups here using 10% randomness, so it's not all over the place. I was doing that for GPPs later. And also, guys, for the Patreon guys in here, I will be updating. Obviously, the Patreon post is not updated. Right when I get off stream, I'll update all my exposures, and you guys will get a better idea of what I'm going to be doing. Again, you guys need to go heavy on Milwaukee, and I'm not even gonna beat around the bush here. You guys need to start at least 4 Milwaukee Bucks tonight, at least in cash. Okay, GPPs you can get a little crazy, but for cash you need to start at least 4 of them. Okay, Ilyasova, Middleton, and Bledsoe. Okay, those are going to be the main guys, and you can't go wrong with starting somebody like DiVincenzo. I think DiVincenzo will fly under the radar as well. Yep, Vooch is another good GPP option. Of course, so many center options you can just pick out of the bag for centers. I really don't want to recommend a hard stance on a center position, but those are going to be, Vooch is another great GPP option. So if we look here, Ilyasova, I'm going to talk cash locks right now, okay? Cash locks. Ilyasova, Bledsoe, Oladipo, Middleton. Those are going to be your cash locks tonight. Those are going to carry the highest ownership and are definitely going to have some upside. All right. Let's talk about GPP now. If you want to target GPP, these guys are going to be a little bit lower owned. Lowry and Siakam are going to be fairly they're going to be very low in ownership. So if you guys want to target the Toronto team opposed to Milwaukee, it could definitely pay off as well. So as we know, Ibaka did give a lot of usage to Lowry and Siakam, as we just looked at. Do like those guys in GPPs. I definitely like those guys in GPPs. I would not... Well, single entry... I don't know. You're going to have to make a hard stance for that. I wouldn't fade Middleton in single entry GPPs. I wouldn't fade those top 3 guys. I wouldn't fade Ilyasova, Bledsoe, or Middleton. Those guys get the heaviest boost. And as you guys know, whenever Giannis is off the court, it's very, very straightforward. Those guys are the scoring options for Milwaukee, and there's really no way around it. So Devin Booker is going to be another great GPP option. As I just alluded to, he's going to go overlooked. The percentage ownership is way too low on him. I know it's a pace down spot, but again, if they're going to need to keep it close, guess who's going to score the most points in that game? It's going to be Devin Booker, probably. So I do like Devin Booker. Jokic, another great GPP option against the Spurs. It's going to be a soft defense. Christian Wood's going to be decently owned. However, for Christian Wood, you might want to fade him in GPPs. That might be your fade for GPPs just because there's so many options. It's a pace down spot for Wood. So yeah, go ahead and fire away any questions you guys have into the chat. Again, this slate just became very straightforward, so I'm not going to beat around the bush. I'm going to go straight for my favorite plays here. Hernan Gomez, a great value play. Hernan Gomez is, like I said earlier in the stream, a pace up spot here. We're waiting on D'Lo's status because I believe he was saying that he's not going to play tonight. Somebody gave some insider information that was retweeted on the Twitter. And I believe D'Lo's not going to play tonight, so that will obviously shake up things again. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard D'Lo was going to debut later, so obviously that will shake up things. I'll have to recalculate. I don't want to jump into that unless it's official, though. That's the thing. It starts at 7:30, so we should get that information. Are we for sure that is official? Can you guys help me out? Can chat help me out here? Gafford, Satoransky, we don't care. Okay, so no new injury news. Okay. All right, yeah, so let's take a look. I'm getting some Sacramento questions. Let's take a look at Sacramento. So Sacramento's injury report looks like this. Bagley's out. Holmes is out. Len is out. I believe Parker's still questionable. Yeah. So here's the thing with them. Bellisi's going to have to play center minutes tonight. Okay. Jabari Parker, we don't know his stats. If he's ruled out, look for somebody like Harry Giles. Okay, because Harry Giles is going to be playing obviously more than 15 minutes. If we look at his last game here, he played 27 minutes, he got 24 DK points. So I do like him if Jabari Parker does not play. His price tag did not get adjusted. So I do like him in that matchup, 3.5K. Bellisia is going to have to slide down into that center position. He did it last game, and he ended up getting 35 DK points. I do like him tonight if that is the case. So it's all dependent really on Jabari Parker. I like Bellisia regardless. De'Aaron Fox is underpriced here. So again, there's a lot of fly under the radar players here for Sacramento. Hold on, guys. Getting advertisements on my screen. So yeah, there's some good plays here, but I think it mainly comes from the center and power forward positions for Sacramento. I think they've definitely bode well here, just because of their matchups, and they have to pick up the pace here with all these big man injuries here. So if we look again, Bagley, Holmes, and now Alex Len are out. As we know, Alex Len is now on Sacramento, so they don't have too much here to look at. All right, guys, I'll go ahead and answer some questions. Hopefully that cleared things up with Sacramento. I'm going to go ahead down the list and start answering some questions here. Jokic or Cat, a play for cash? For cash, I would We can look at that. Let's go ahead and look at that. So for cash, I'll give you some good. I think Siakam could end up being a decent cash play. Jokic, I would probably say, is the better of the two, just because he's going to carry more ownership. He has more upside in the prime matchup. He's been on a tear as of late. Christian Wood, obviously. So it's going to be Wood, Jokic, and Siakam for me for my favorite center plays, and obviously throw Ilyasova in there. But I'm assuming you're going to be playing him at the power forward position. Still on Dragic if Butler plays. No, I'm off Dragic. Dragic is only getting, I think he's only getting 29 minutes, and he's never usually that good on our sheet with Butler playing. It's the Jimmy Butler show in Miami if he does play. So let's look at that, because I really don't know without Hero. So let's go Leonard, Hero, and Alexander off the court for them. Hero, Leonard, Alexander. I do like Siakam tonight. I will say that. I like Siakam as a nice little pivot for a lot of these centers. All right. So Dragic averages 1.1 fantasy points per minute. That's not too bad. He gets a... he actually gets a usage decrease. So, I mean, yeah, not too much has changed here. 1.1 fantasy points per minute. Let's go ahead and look at his pricing. I believe he's 5.9. So, yeah, I mean, we could talk about Miami here in a second. Miami pace up spot, obviously. Very soft defense in Golden State. Where is he? Dragic, well, he went down the minutes, so 27. No, I'm off Dragic. Sorry to burst your bubble. But, again, if Butler is out, that's going to change up things a lot for that team. Don't forget about Porzingis. I definitely did not forget about Porzingis. Trust me. I'm one of the highest guys on Porzingis here. I have him about 20% exposure right now. I do like Porzingis tonight. Again, all right, my favorite center option for ownership right now, and just based on previous performance, is Christian Wood. Okay, if you're playing cash and you're looking for a safe bet for center, Christian Wood's gonna be my favorite. I like Siakam, I like Jokic, and look, Porzingis is right there. I don't hate on Porzingis. Porzingis is still a good play too. It's just like you really do just kind of have to pick. I mean, see where your salary ends up, and then you'll have to pick between one of those centers. None of them are bad plays, and then you can even go down here to Miles Turner. All these guys are great plays, unfortunately. All right, where you're gonna stand out from the field is with the point guard play here. Bledsoe, Oladipo, Middleton. Not too many small forward positions here. Like, if you look here, Middleton's right here, and then the next one in my exposures is Damian Lee. So Middleton's gonna have to be very high owned for you guys. Very high owned. At least have a lot of exposure to Middleton. I'm gonna see if the minutes have updated, or not the minutes. The player exposures have updated. There he is. What's going on?
Hey!
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey!
Hey, we're on stream.
Hey, everybody.
Got 141 people.
Hi, 141 people.
They were all just begging for you. It was crazy. They hate me.
Yeah. Wake up, everybody. I'm here. Don't worry.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So
D'Lo is playing tonight.
D'Lo, really? That just happened?
Yes.
Oh, I just checked. Okay. Got it. The chat's keeping me on my A game. So we were. I'm sure you saw all the injury news, right?
Ish.
Yeah. So we know what's going on here. We know that Milwaukee's going to be chalk.
Yappers.
What I was just talking about cash plays for center positions. Have you looked at the center position at all for cash? Because it's really up in the air for me anyway.
I was waiting for Boucher's minutes to get updated, and they did.
Oh, where are they at now?
Rondé got a big bump too. Okay, so it's Toronto and it's Bucks chalk night. Boucher is at 22 minutes. Rondé Hollis-Jefferson's at 27. So both of them rate out very well. Both very productive. I mean, no Ibaka, no Gasol. That's kind of wild. So Boucher, I would assume, starts at center. And I would assume when he comes out, maybe they put Siakam at the 5. I don't know if Hollis-Jefferson will be able to play the 5, but they're going to need somebody to contend with Cat. So, yeah, I mean, both those guys at 3,400 and 3,200 are both very productive with Gasol and Ibaka and Powell off the court. So I definitely love both those guys now for cash. And then, I mean, Siakam gets a huge boost. So does Lowry. So I think it's Toronto and Bucks chalk night.
Yep. Yeah, I was just saying that, but I didn't see Boucher's minutes being updated. So now that they are being updated, I like him a lot more.
Yeah.
I think Boucher is just so productive with the minutes given that the 22 minutes doesn't scare me at all.
He's so lengthy. Yeah, they're going to need him against Cat. So
well, that and it's such an up-paced game. So 120, that's really good for Toronto.
Yeah, I really like Cat now as a GPP play now at 10-5.
I believe the point guard, not point guard. I believe Lowry's minutes got updated too, and so did Siakam's. I think they were at 33 before, but I'm going to recalculate here. I think, well, Siakam gets a nice boost here at 1.41 fantasy points per minute. I know it's a small sample size, but I think it makes sense with all the centers out.
No,
end up being a GPP option.
Yeah, he'll definitely get some run at the 5. I mean, I don't even hate Siakam for cash now.
Yeah.
I would love to have a cash lineup. If I could somehow get like Siakam, Lowry, Boucher, Rade Hollis, and then Middleton, Bledsoe, Illy, and see what I have left over. I mean, Oladipo. If that works, that's my lineup. But like Christian Wood is still really good. So I mean, no, that's not actually my lineup. But
oh yeah, Hollis Jefferson at 27 minutes.
Yeah, he's 0.98 fantasy points per minute. So
yeah.
Not great, but definitely not bad at 3,200. I mean, definitely a great plug and play guy.
Yeah, definitely good for value. I'm gonna have to look back to see what my favorite value plays are now. Oh, and what's Anobi doing here? Is he doing anything? No, he's not. Okay.
No.
All right, I'm gonna leave him. McCall, obviously no. He's just as bad as Snell. I'm gonna break down the 150 laps. As far as GPP options outside of that game, have you really looked at these guys at all, or do you recommend anybody else? I kind of touched base on Booker because Booker's still at 8K. He's in a pace down matchup, but we always like Booker. 1.3 fantasy points per minute. I know that the small forward position is very, very thin tonight, minus Middleton. So I was kind of thinking small forwards where you're going to have to take some stabs in GPPs just because there's not that many options. That, and then obviously you can go any direction with center. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to look at some of your favorite GPP options or really games that you're looking at.
Yeah, I mean, now I really like Cat at 10-5 against Toronto. I mean, they're not really going to have anybody. Like Boucher should. I don't think he can match up with Cat. He's very lengthy, but I think that's a tough guard for him trying to cover Cat tonight. So without Ibaka and Gasol, I definitely like Karl Anthony Towns as a GPP play. I like Jokic at 10-2. Vooch at 8-9 against Atlanta. Obviously, I think that's a good play. Bam 8-2 against Golden State. I really like him. Siakam, I think he becomes cash viable now. So I mean, if you want to roll him out in GPPs, that's fine. But I wouldn't hate landing on him in cash.
So I just calculated everything, and it literally is the Bucks and Toronto here at the top of my list. Obviously,
yeah.
Also,
I think 6 of them cash is viable.
Who?
I think 6 of them, like 6.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Middleton, Bledsoe, and Ilyasova. I almost said Ilyasova's name. Very weird. Middleton, Bledsoe, and Ilyasova, I think, are locks. And then I mean Boucher, I can get behind. Rondae Hollis, I can get behind. Oladipo, Siakam, Lowry, like all those guys. So
I was about to say Oladipo. We didn't mention yet. Definitely an interesting pivot though in GPPs because he does play point guard position. There's obviously a ton of options tonight at point guard, and shooting guard positions. So, definitely interesting how the Oladipo picture is going to shape up. Also, I was mentioning on stream, I don't know if you saw this, and I've kind of been monitoring. I have a lot more time to do this throughout the day. Sacramento's picture here, what they're looking at here with all these injuries, minus Len now because Len's not playing. Pending the Jabari Parker news, they don't have any big guys down low. They have Bjelica, right? They have Bjelica, and they also have Giles here. If Jabari Parker's ruled out, we're talking about 27 minutes for Giles here. 3.5, also a very intriguing option. And then Bjelica's playing center down low. He did it last game, and he got 35 DK points, easily covered his price tag. I see some upside there against Milwaukee now, just because it's a pace-up spot for both teams. But yeah, so I don't know if you saw that, but I just wanted to throw that in there because Giles is yet another option that we're looking at for the power forward center position. Sorry.
Yeah, I just made my cash lineup in 2 seconds, and I'm not changing it, and I'm just keeping it as is, and that's what it's going to be. What I have right now is incredible, so I'm just going to leave it. I'm not even going to look at my phone. Yeah, I just put way too much money down. Well, that's good. That's when you're confident. That's the best because Kendrick Nunn can't burn you tonight, so that's fine. Um, yeah, so I think for cash, I obviously think tonight you're going with those $3. Oladipo, obviously, Boucher. I mean Christian Wood's viable, Rondae Hollis is viable, Siakam's viable, Lowry, maybe even some more of those Bucks, Dante. But yeah, that's definitely where I'm going. Our Bucks, Toronto, and then some fillers like Oladipo, Christian Wood, Vooch. And then yeah, like GPPs, I haven't really looked too much into them right now. Like I definitely don't hate Malik Beasley at 4,500, but with D'Lo making his debut, we don't really know what's going to happen. I don't think that's going to affect Malik Beasley's minutes, but it's going to affect McLaughlin's. So he definitely won't see the minutes that he saw against the Clippers when he played 37.
I will say this too. Another great play that people never talk about, and I don't know why, because he's right up there as far as value. With the Bucks is DiVincenzo, 26 minutes, and this guy's a beast. Just in general, he's a good player. But whenever Giannis is out, I always take this guy in GPPs because he's so low owned. He's like 10%. He was 10% last time I took him. I didn't believe it. But yeah, last time he was out, he got 30 DK points. Another great option for Milwaukee. I think he's just as good of a value play as the guys we're talking about here at the top: Ilyasova, Bledsoe, and Middleton. I think honestly could end up paying off a lot. Could end up paying off a lot for anybody that decides to play him tonight. I just wanted to throw that out there too. Another great shooting guard, power forward, point guard position to look at.
Oh, I thought you were mentioning Dante and then somebody else. I got very confused. You were still talking about Dante?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. I mean, Bledsoe at 5'3", I don't hate. He normally fares very well without Giannis in the picture. Doesn't rate too well on our sheet.
Did you say 5K?
Brook Lopez, 5'3".
I thought you said Bledsoe. Okay, my bad. Go ahead.
No.
Continue on.
But yeah, I definitely don't hate him as like a last spot landing spot. I mean, the lineup I just conducted, I feel like is going to be super chalky. So, I feel like there's only really one way that you want to be going tonight. But back to the GPP topics. I like Porzingis as a GPP play.
Yeah.
Again, no Luka, no Powell. I think he fares well, obviously, without them on the court. Gets a 3% usage bump, averages 1.45 fantasy points per minute. Still too cheap at 8,400, so I'll definitely have some shares. I'll definitely have some shares of him in terms of GPPs. Is Millsap going? Millsap's good to go, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah. Not officially. I thought he's still questionable.
I thought he was good to go. I definitely like Millsap as a GPP play tonight.
I'll double check on that.
Pretty sure he's good to go.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And then, these Heat guys, if Jimmy's out, not Kendrick Nunn. Kendrick Nunn is X'd from my life completely. But like Bam, I'll go with Dragic tonight if I can save $100. Last night, Nunn was $300 less than Dragic. Now Nunn got a $700 price increase and Dragic only got a $300. So if between Dragic and Nunn, I'm taking Dragic. Rates out really well on our sheet. Jake Crowder, played unbelievable last night. He was 1.31 fantasy points per minute last night. He had a very high usage. He was very productive for the Heat. Played that whole fourth quarter for them. So I definitely like him again as a GPP play. I wouldn't mind taking a stab with Wiggins. He averaged 1.38 in his debut for Golden State. No Draymond, though, so that's not big, but just somebody else that can handle the ball and get assists, rebounds, what have you, but might be able to get Wiggins better looks, so we'll definitely have to see what's going on with that if Draymond does play. Looks like right now he is okay, so he is good and he's starting okay. Marquise Chris rates out very well on her sheet. I don't know if you touched base on him.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so with all these injuries and these guys off, Marquise Chris actually averages 1.3 fantasy points per minute. Projected at 27 minutes right now. The price tag of 5'8" is extreme for somebody like him. He played unbelievable against the Lakers. Going up against Bam, obviously a great defender. Whiteside fared pretty well last night, but I'll definitely take some stabs at Marquise Chris tonight. Why not? He rates out so well that I might as well. Damian Lee also rates out very well on her sheet. Tough matchup against Miami, but Miami coming off a back-to-back, so maybe no Jimmy Butler. Maybe Golden State can score some points. Because yeah, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place right now because
I was all over the place too because once the injury news hit, I just kind of needed to hit those teams because I knew that was what we were going to be looking at.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I wanted to make sure I want to get all my thoughts out there, you know.
Well, I can tell you what, I'm glad the injury news did come out because this slate was literally all over the place before that. So I'm very happy that did happen.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's very straightforward now. It's Bucks and Raptors, and then who are you gonna fill in with that?
Yeah. So with that being said, we have about 14 minutes here. Let's go ahead and just answer some questions and talk about some extra plays that we might want to touch base on. I think that's a nice little strategy, a nice little way to go, format to go.
Yeah, that is nice.
Yeah, that is very nice. No, but for real, the GIF, and because that's the way you say it, the GIF that you tweeted out yesterday, I think that guy.
No.
It's GIF. Yes, it is. We already talked about this.
Can somebody back me up? It's not GIF. This isn't.
All right, the picture.
How do you say Jiffy Lube?
I get
Jiffy,
the way it's spelled.
I'm
telling you the way it's pronounced.
J-I-F.
Well, how do you get Makur out of Maker? It's not the way it's spelled.
He's French.
Then he should have a different way of spelling his name. I don't know. Okay, let's get back to the point. The guy that you tweeted in the picture would have done better than none. So I'm just saying, you should have probably started him.
Wait, what'd you say?
The guy in the picture that you tweeted?
Dude, somebody tweeted at us saying the reason that the cash lineup was right there is because of Memphis. The Memphis guys were 65 and 81% owned in cash. That's not the reason that the cash lineup was right on the edge. The reason the cash lineup was right on the edge is because Kendrick Nunn shot 4 of 18. Didn't play the fourth quarter, except for the last 11 seconds where he decided to chuck up a 3 and airballed it. Just like...
Did he airball?
Yes.
Oh, that's funny.
Yes.
That's funny.
It was just the cherry on top. The cash lineup Kendrick Nunn just has to hit value, and the cash lineup cashes by 12 points. Okay, so we're getting roasted. It is GIF apparently. That's stupid. Yeah, I disagree.
Right. I'll tell you. My dad's a software engineer. He told me that, so you can't argue with me on that.
Well, your dad's wrong. I can argue with him.
Okay.
And it is McCord and not Maker. So William Shepard.
That's fine.
He's GIF and it is McCord. I don't actually think he's French. I made that up too. I thought he was French.
Okay. All right. Let's get back on track here and start answering some questions.
Yep.
I don't want to lose people here. All right. I'm gonna start from the bottom up here. We have a GPP lineup: Bruce Brown, Oladipo, Middleton, Porzingis, Vooch, Wesley Matthews. So yeah. All right. Here's what I'll say about your GPP lineups. You need to have a core, and I'll give you a number of at least 4 to 5, Milwaukee and combined Toronto Raptors. Okay. So 4 to 5. So half your lineup should start out with those guys. TJ, will you agree with that or no?
No, you're an idiot. Yeah, no, it should. You need. Yeah, I mean, if you want to just completely fade one of those two, I guess I would fade Toronto, but you're not gonna get away with
Milwaukee.
Yeah, you're not gonna get away with fade Milwaukee. I mean, if you want to be very different tonight in GPPs, fade Milwaukee and fade Toronto. Don't touch them. But I
with
feel
like everybody dies.
Yeah, oh God, I don't know if I would ask that, but maybe they all pull a hamstring or something. Both games get postponed. But no, I feel like a winning GPP lineup tonight will have at least 4 of those Bucks and Raptors combined, at least. So don't get too cute. But if you want to make hard stances and you want to be different tonight, then I would suggest fading Toronto and fading the Bucks.
All right, so with the Bucks, who's going to score the basketball? It's going to be Eric Bledsoe and Middleton. With Toronto, Van Vliet could easily snap, easily.
Yep.
Hollis Jefferson could, Boucher could, Kyle Lowry could. You don't know, you don't have a better understanding of who's going to snap on Toronto Raptors, but you have a really good understanding of who's going to do well in the Bucks. So, yeah, if you're going to fade anybody, fade the Raptors. But again, start with your core coming from those 2 games. Those are your easiest bets. Your most confident ones. What? I don't know what you're doing over there.
I keep trying to save my crowns, man, and I accidentally enter it instead of cash all the time, and they just dwindle. And it's
at the top, they updated the percentage ownership. These Bucks are coming in way too low. 39% GPP for Eric Bledsoe, 31% in Middleton. Kyle Lowry, 15%.
Yeah, there's no way.
There has
There's
to be
no
because it's such a big slate that people are willing to go against the grain, and I think that's pretty accurate. Oladipo's did go down to 33 though.
I feel like a lot of people will go off Oladipo now because there's better value in Boucher, Boucher and Ilyasova. So I feel like that kind of takes off of Oladipo at all. I mean, a little bit. If I'm conducting GPPs tonight, honest to God, I'll probably lock Bledsoe, Boucher, Ilyasova, and Siakam. And I might honestly lock Cat. I might just have a 5-team core and just roll it out and just see what happens.
That's aggressive.
I wouldn't advise by that. That's super aggressive.
Yeah, no, I usually don't go that aggressive.
Well, I like to be aggressive.
Aggressive.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
So far, I have Oladipo, Booker, Brown, Hernan Gomez, Porzingis, Jokic. Again, I'm going to say this again, guys. I do recommend a...
He's going to say it again.
Yeah, I'm going to say it again. I do recommend a core of those Raptors and Bucks. I do. I think that needs to be in your lineups. I just do. If you're gonna go against the grain tonight, again, it would have to be against Toronto. Bledsoe, DiVincenzo, Middleton, Ilyasova, Jokic, Booker, Boucher, Aaron Gordon. I love that GPP lineup. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I think if you're going to go against the grain, I think you fade Milwaukee just because we've seen them so many times in the past with or without Giannis just absolutely torch teams. Like, just because Giannis isn't out
doesn't
doesn't
mean... blowout?
Yeah, like, just because Giannis isn't out doesn't mean that Milwaukee still won't absolutely demolish Sacramento. Not saying it's going to happen, but, like, we've seen it so many times. With or without Giannis, that team is just an engine. So... I don't know. I feel like Minnesota with D'Lo back and the way they played last game, they're gonna just be ready to come out on tilt against Toronto. So, I don't know. That's just some food for thought.
Well, here's the thing with them too is like if they blow out teams again, like I said, we already know who's gonna score the points there. They won't do bad for you if they do blow them out in that situation. But you're right, they won't like hit 10 times value like they could do with that.
Right.
So I get what you're saying there. So. Yeah, blowout potential. If you want to go against the grain in GPPs, again, I still don't recommend it because if they do keep it close, they're gonna hit 8-9 times value. All these guys should, the guys that we recommended. But yeah, I mean, I can see what you're saying. Maybe have a lineup or two in there.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You get it.
Vooch or Sabonis for GPP? I'm gonna say Vooch. Vooch has a really bad matchup in Atlanta. A really good one. Obviously with the center, there's no centers that can guard him.
Yeah. I think they both have really good matchups tonight.
Yeah.
I would say Vooch, but like I don't hate Sabonis either. I like that matchup against Brooklyn.
FanDuel. Do you know what? I'll give away FanDuel advice tonight just because it's so straightforward and then the pricing shouldn't matter at this point. Lowry, Bledsoe, Booker, Middleton, Oubre, Siakam, Ilyasova, Boucher, Gobert. If that's a GPP, that's all right. I wouldn't say that for cash. I think you need more exposure again. Fading Oladipo's and GPPs, I'm not against that. Like I said, there's a lot of different options at the point guard position. I don't recommend it, but I'm definitely, I could see how that could pay off. Thoughts on Terry Rozier? Random question. Let's look at him. What's his price tag at?
Trash.
Why is there... Hold up. Why is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in this player pool right now? Oh, never mind. I'm an idiot. That's because I excluded a bunch of people, and they just happen to suck.
Who was it, Terry Rozier?
It's kind of funny. No, I did. I got rid of half the roster, though, and that's really funny. Okay, Chris Wood or Bell Alicia for GPP? Chris Wood?
You mean it's Christian Wood. I'd say Christian Wood.
Well, you spell it with 2 S's. That's just funny. It kind of threw me off. Oh, are you saying Chris
Maybe
Wood or Bell Alicia? Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wood's going to be the highest owned, so maybe you go with Chris or Bell Alicia. I do like him, like I said.
Oladipo and Vooch, Grayson, over Booker and Turner.
How are Connaughton's minutes affected tonight? Good question. I think he was pinned around 20. Yeah, 20.
Yeah.
So, again, GPP shot. I wouldn't start him in as a cash lineup or even with a core or anything. I think you're just going to take a couple shots at him. Bledsoe, DiVincenzo, Middleton, Ilyasova. I think I read this one. Oh, yeah, I did. Wood and Levert or Porzingis and Dragic. Dragic only if Butler's out. So if Butler's out, I like Porzingis and Dragic for sure. That's a big if though. PJ Washington GPP. His price tag actually isn't bad. 4.4. I wouldn't mind him in GPPs in a good matchup. 28 minutes. I don't like anybody from Charlotte usually though. Bledsoe, Oladipo, Middleton, Ilyasova, Wood, DiVincenzo, Siakam, Booker. I love that lineup, actually. It's a very good lineup. Fultz and Ross viable for GPP. Yeah, Orlando is in general because if you look at their over-under here, 115, that's the highest I've seen for them all season, by far. Like, I haven't seen them up there in a long time.
Who?
Orlando, 115 against Atlanta. They should be scoring a lot tonight. More than they usually do, anyway. All right, we have about 3 minutes here, guys. Feel free to ask any last-minute questions, and we will be sure to answer them. Also, if this is your first time to the stream, please hit that subscribe button. Guys, we are 300 people away from our goal, and we honestly cannot thank you enough for that. Really do appreciate it. So, guys, if you are new to the stream, please come back tomorrow. We promise we won't let you down. Of course, tonight is Milwaukee Chalk night, so we should hit big. Hit big for sure. And also, if you guys want to buy the cash lineup that TJ's hyping up here, feel free to head over to our website at Dailygram Fantasy. Here at the bottom of our stream, you can see the website. Feel free. Should be a good night. Fade Middleton single entry GPPs. I'm going up to my old question there. No, I don't really recommend that. Like I said, if you have to get exposure to Milwaukee. I'm not saying fading that specific player is a bad idea, but fading that team in general is a bad idea. I wouldn't do it in single entry, not maybe in a couple multi-entry GPPs, but not single entry. All right, I'm gonna update one more time, see what the percentage ownership's looking like here. All right.
It's exactly what you would expect it to be.
Yeah, 46. I mean, still, man, that's still low. I like it. I like it a lot, but means he gonna tag every single player here on the slate, or
don't you disrespect means like that? Guy's a legend.
I mean, he's tagging good plays. I'm just saying.
No.
All right, let me scroll down here. Last minute questions, and we're gonna go ahead and get off, guys. Absolutely. No, Patreon is for GPP only. Cash lineups here are on the website. Again, they are only designed for cash. We have a GPP option and a cash option. If you're paying for lineups, of course, they are just cash. You can throw them into a GPP, but just keep in mind all the players in that lineup will be very high owned. Usually. Bledsoe, Oladipo, Middleton, Ilyasova, Boucher, Booker, Cat, Bielisa. I like that. Jokic, Porzingis, cash lineup together. That means you're fading somebody decent. That means you're fading. If you have Jokic and Cat in there, you are fading a good center. Hold on, let me go back to my page here. You are fading.
You're fading Vooch. You're fading Boucher. Well, I guess you're not fading Boucher.
You are fading. Well, Ilyasova plays power forward.
Yeah, so does Boucher.
Siakam, I guess you'd be fading. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't like it for cash. I mean, Cat's not going to be high owned at all. I mean, he's not going to be as high owned as these other guys. Brogdon for GPP, I don't mind it. He's been playing pretty well against the pace of spot for Indiana. I don't mind him as a filler. All right, and it's 6:30. I'll make sure I get off on time this time. TJ, any last words for the stream before we get off?
Don't be dumb and fade the Raptors and Bucks and cash.
That's good advice.
That's it. Don't be dumb.
All right, don't be dumb. Words of advice for DFS: do not be dumb.
Don't be dumb.
With all that being said, guys, have a great Monday night. Let's start off the week with some fire. Let's start the Monday off with some winnings. And with all that being said, guys, we'll see you back tomorrow. And have a great night. Let's cash.